Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. All praise be to Allah, and peace and blessings be upon our beloved Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm your host Hatim bin Absalam. Welcome to our program Young Leaders, and today we have another distinguished guest. We have Ayman. Assalamu alaikum, Ayman.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Thank you for accepting the invitation.
Yeah.
And I have on my left, I have Jade. Assalamu alaikum, Jade.
Hi, assalamu alaikum.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
You have a lovely name. What does it mean?
It's a green stone.
It's a green stone.
Yeah.
MashaAllah. Ayman.
Yeah.
So are you ready for today's show?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm prepared.
I think everyone is excited to listen to both of you today. So let us start with introductions. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm Ayman. I go to ABA, and
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Okay. And Jade?
Hello, my name's Jade. I am 14 years old and I go to ABA and I'm in grade 8.
Okay, that's good. So what do you think when I first extended the invitation for both of you to be on the show? What's the first thing that you thought of?
I was excited, but I was kind of wondering why you chose me and my brother.
Well, Ayman, do you have an idea why I chose you?
Maybe because we can speak English properly?
Oh, maybe you're smart and intelligent?
I don't know, really.
We'll find out today.
Maybe just
Well,
random
actually,
choice.
we started this program back in January 2015, and we thought that it's going to be a good platform for young people such as yourselves to express themselves and to talk about their ideas and the way they think, and to have fun, mostly. Yeah. So how's school, guys?
Yeah, really good. It's fun. It's all about technology. You can interact with other people. It's pretty much just having fun and learning.
But you have long hours at school. I see you both are still in your uniforms.
Yeah, we just came from school
What time do you start in the morning?
at 7:30.
7:30
And
till
we end at 2:15.
2:15.
Yeah, but then we also have activities and stuff like that as well.
Okay. So you have lots of friends at school,
Yeah, we do.
people from different nationalities and backgrounds.
Yeah, I think there's like 60 nationalities at our school, maybe more.
Is that exciting?
Yeah, you can meet different type of people, learn different cultures,
And some of the people can't cope really with people of different nationalities. But do you think both of you cope well with people from different nationalities?
Yeah, I think we do. And at school we have a name for people that are used to being around different nationalities, and those are TCKs, third culture kids. And we're just used to being around different types of people.
Okay. So, but the spoken language in the school is English.
Yeah.
Do you get to learn other extra language or something?
Yeah, we
yeah.
do. Yeah, we learn Arabic, Spanish. Some children that have trouble with English go to English, but also go to another language.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get to choose what language you want to learn.
You can choose between Arabic, Spanish, and French.
Okay, that's good. That's cool. So, guys, how many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak Dutch, English, a little bit of Arabic, and a little bit of French.
Oh, that's good.
I speak Dutch and English fluently, and I'm learning how to speak Arabic at school.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, and at least both of you can practice and with your other sister that is not here with us today, she's a bit shy. I hope we get her next time, inshallah. Yeah, so you get to practice at home together and have a good time.
Yeah.
Have you been traveling?
Yeah, lately we have. We just came back from skiing, and we went to Dubai a couple of times.
So how was the total experience of traveling in different countries?
You get to taste different foods, and you meet different people sometimes, and you can do different things instead of being in just one country and always doing the same things.
Yeah, so Natalie, sorry, I'm calling you Natalie. Jade.
Yeah.
Jade. When you go to a foreign country, for example, and then you have all sorts of food. Yeah. That maybe you're not used to eat. Can you cope easily with the food, or
I just eat it.
You just eat it?
Yeah, mostly because I'm hungry, but I think that I'm used to eating different foods and trying things out, and most of the time I like it, so...
You know, once I went to Japan, and I was invited for traditional food, and they had like snails and abalone and things like that. And honestly, I had a tough time eating these things. But I think it's good to try. Yeah?
Yeah, it is good to try new things.
So, Ayman, if I offer you a plate of snails, would you have a try?
It really depends, like, you know, if it has like a nice curry on top, you know, with a place of rice, you know.
Okay. So where else have you been, Ayman, traveling? You said skiing. Skiing was in Dubai?
No, not in Dubai, in France.
In France?
Yeah.
Was it your first time?
No, it's about the seventh or more.
Time.
The fourth time.
What? No, I don't know.
Fourth time,
I don't know.
So you were with him?
Yeah, we went, me and my brother and my sister and my dad. We went skiing because my mom doesn't like the cold.
Okay. So you escaped the heat of Oman?
Yeah. Well, in the winter's not that hot, but...
Yeah, because you wear like 4 layers.
Where, in France?
Yeah, in France.
Okay. So what are the things that you like to do, like your hobbies, or when you're at home, for example, or with friends?
Well, I like to doodle most of the time. Sometimes watch videos, play games.
And I like to do sports. Like, for example, after school now I'm doing basketball and football. And during break times I also play basketball, so I enjoyed that.
Yeah, same for me. I also do basketball and football, and I got intramurals and break times where you can do sports indoors. And
do you think it's important for young people such as yourself to do sports from time to time? Because some of the kids now, you find them obsessed with like video games and things, and they don't want to go outside and play or practice any sort of sports, and then they gain weight and they have health difficulties. So what can you say to them?
Well, like I think first of all you should try and play less games, because the more games you play, the more you like feel like it's like the thing that you do. And then, like, most people, when they don't do something that really entertains them, like, for me, when I play football, then, like, my mind on food, like, goes away just like that.
Okay.
And I think it's important for people to play sports because you need to be able, like, to stay active and to keep healthy, and also because sports is just really fun, and, like, it gets the brain, like, the blood flowing to your brain, so it's also good for homework.
Yeah, so it's a positive thing.
Yeah.
How often do you get to do sports in school? Like per week? How many?
I do sports
twice a week.
I do sports 4 times a week.
4 times a week.
Like, if it's during school, actually, then I'll do it twice a week, but after school, I'll do it also twice a week.
Okay, what about in your neighborhood?
Well, in our neighborhood, there's nothing really we can do because there's just, like, roads in our like around our house, and there's no really a good place we can play sports.
You don't get to go to the beach or something?
Yeah, but it's not really fun at the beach because there's a lot of sand.
Yeah, especially if you're a big fan of basketball.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't want to go to the beach. Okay, we'd like to remind our listeners that they can call and share their views on the show on 24602058, 24602058. Now, basically, many adults think that young people are not so matured and responsible when it comes to doing like their chores or their homework or their studies, or even thinking about future things. What do you think of this?
Well,
do you think it's true?
Well, I think that for some people it's true, but there are others that will take their education into their own hands and notice that this is for their own, like, for their own benefit, and that it will help them in the future and for them to have a good job and a good life. So I guess it depends for who you're talking about.
So what do you think are the reasons that make students perform badly in school?
Yeah, it also, sometimes it's your friends, sometimes it's the things that you do. It's also because, like, the things that you do can take school off your mind, and then you'll be like, oh my god, I gotta finish this game. Oh my god, I'm almost done with the level. Let me keep playing. I'll do my homework tomorrow. You know?
Yeah, but I also think that some people are just not motivated to do it, and they don't believe in themselves that they can achieve something really well.
This is very good, believing in yourself. Normally, you need people to encourage you and to believe in you, and maybe sometimes you have a certain skill, that you don't know about, but other people can identify that and help you to develop it. Do you have teachers at school that, encourage you in certain areas that you're good at?
Well, I think that all our teachers encourage us to be the best that we can be, but I think especially our PSC teacher, our personal social education, they teach us about how to believe in yourself and against bullying and about healthy relationships, and that helps you grow better as a person.
Now that you mentioned bullying, is there a lot of bullying in school?
No, and even if it's like the minimum bullying, like even a little bit of making fun, it gets taken care of straight away and it stops.
So Ayman, if you see your friend is being bullied, what would you do?
I would
like physically being bullied.
Physically, I would try and stop them, but most of the time this doesn't happen. So like right now I don't know what I would do because it's never occurred to me. So yeah.
There's a threat now when it comes to young people that they might be affected with a dangerous thing, which is drugs, which is very common now. So how do you think young people such as yourself can protect yourselves from such a thing?
Well, I think the most important thing is that you should have a good circle of friends that believe in the same things you do and have good beliefs, because then you get influenced a lot by your friends. So if you have good friends that can help you do good things, then you won't be as easily dragged into things like that.
So you said good beliefs. Where do you get those good beliefs? Like from friends, from parents, from school? Where do you get them from?
I don't really know. Sometimes, it sort of just grows with you as you grow because you learn it as you go along. So if you are with a bad group of people, you will learn bad things. But if you are with good group of people, you'll learn good things.
I mean, what stops a person from doing bad things?
Well, it really depends on the people you're with. Like my family, they strictly forbid you going anywhere without having a proper invitation, having maybe the parents call my parents if you want to go somewhere. And it also depends how you act around people also sometimes, because you can get dragged into these things also by the way you act.
Okay. So Jade, what do you think is the relationship between adults and young people? Is there a big gap in understanding one another? Of course, young people have their own needs. They're living in their own world. And the adults are living somehow in the past. So what do you think the relation is?
Well, I think that the older generation, they are not as connected with the younger generation because they don't really know how to put themselves in our shoes and see it from our perspective.
Okay.
And they sometimes think it's still the same as when they were young, and therefore they may think that what we're doing is wrong because we're not doing it the right way, but it's just the way it's being done now.
Okay. So what are the things that you think adults should see in your perspective? Give me an example for it.
Probably friends, because sometimes my mom thinks I hang out too much with my friends and should be more at home, and I should I hang out with them enough at school, but at school I'm mostly just doing work, so I don't really hang out with them.
Yeah. Okay. So Ayman, what do you think of this, of the relationship between you and adults?
Well, my relation...
Do you bond sometime with adults?
Yeah, well, my teachers say, because we had a conference a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And my teachers say that I'm really respectful, and I think about older people a little bit more than I think about younger people.
Okay.
And that I've got a lot of respect for them, and you have to also know that they've been your age before. That like it depends how old they are. They like I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes they have like the same things as you do, so then they could just like relate to you. So
yeah,
you know,
you said something about respect.
Yeah.
I think from the shows that I did with many young people, such as yourselves, I've noticed that all of them are very respectable, and they have the basic values and of respect. But still, many adults now think that respect is an issue when it comes to young people. Do you think that is this an issue?
Well, like for me, it's not that big of an issue. Like I'm very respectful to my mother and my family, but like I don't know about other people how they treat their parents, because like when I go to their house or when I'm around their parents or something with them, they treat their parents really well, and they're just not. There's no havoc in it.
Yeah.
How they speak together.
If you see young people who talk back to their parents and, let's say, disobey their parents, what would you like to say to them?
Well, I'd like to ask them why they were doing it, and like maybe they should stop, because if their parents find out, it could really hurt them and hurt themselves.
Yeah. Jade.
Yep.
Values. Yeah. They're normally derived from a belief or an understanding or teachings from your parents or the environment. Yeah. And somehow within ourselves there is a connection to the divine, which is Allah. Yeah. How's that relation to you?
Well, I think it's important because there is something like bigger than us that controls everything that happens. So I think that if you don't have faith in that, and if you always put yourself, like, you always think that everything that happens to you is because of you, then I don't think you'll ever be really happy, because some things just happen.
Yeah. I think your family is very, very unique. As I've noticed many times, or almost on a weekly basis, you all as a family attend classes in the Islamic Center. Yeah. And I really wanted to salute your parents for encouraging you to be in these classes, as it's very, very important to have a solid foundation and understanding of your belief. As if you have noticed that you're the only young ones in the class. Yeah. And this is really amazing that you still continue to come. Ayman, what has the class added to you, do you think?
Like, sometimes the class talks about things that actually happen that I know of. And when you go home thinking of the feeling that now you know what actually happens, and you know what you can do to fix it, it really lightens you up.
So you don't feel like dragged to class, you know?
No.
You don't get bored sometimes?
No, I don't.
Sheikh Hatem talking all the time with nonsense?
No, it's not nonsense.
So now about the future, yeah. Before we talk about the future, you all go to the same school, and there are positive things and maybe some challenges that can be developed further. So, for example, if both of you are given the opportunity to be decision makers in your school, what would you change?
I don't really know, because I think it's pretty well organized as it is now, and I think all the students are very happy with how the school is being handled now.
Okay, Ayman, you have anything to add?
Well,
or you're comfortable with school?
I'm comfortable with the school, and everything's all right with it. It's sometimes just the Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi could be a really big problem, because most of the school you need Wi-Fi for. So
now you don't have Wi-Fi at school?
No, we do, but the Wi-Fi sometimes it can be a real big mess, because we had this project and it would only actually use 3 weeks, but it ended up using 2.5 months, because every time we needed Wi-Fi there was no Wi-Fi.
Okay. How do you think technology affects our life now that everything is moving so fast? especially when it comes to gadgets. These things change every single month. Yeah, they change colors and sizes and applications. And most of young people, they're very good at using these technologies. And somehow they are helping us, in a certain way, but they're also depriving us from something else, which is the skills of communication. Yeah, natural communication.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you notice this. Does it affect you as young people, or you have a balance between the two?
Well, talking about how technology is advancing, at school we're now having a debate about whether internet is considered a fundamental human right, because it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And so my team is against it because it's not really a human right, but the other team is saying that it is a human right because as technology is advancing, we need internet to be able to still be in touch with the whole earth and still know what's happening.
So why do you think it's not a human right to have internet?
Well, because a human right is something that gives you security and allows you to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And the internet is a luxury, and it's not really needed for survival. And for example, food and clothing and housing, that is needed for survival. But internet is not needed to eat, sleep, and breathe.
That's very good. Ayman, now Jade has mentioned something very important, which is the necessities of life. Yeah? Do you think money is necessary?
Well, right now, when you think about it, it used to be that trading is the way of life, but if you have this and someone has this, then you trade it, and then you can feed your family with it or something. But now it's really about what job you have, or if you I'm the VP, I got all this money, and some people, they just waste their money on things like cars, because they're these type of people who think, oh my god, the fastest car in the world's out, let me buy it. But you can't even drive the speed limit of the car.
Yeah. So you think money can get you happiness?
No, because you only need a little bit of money to have a good life. But some people, they every time there's a new phone, they want it, and they're just wasting money that could be used for someone else that could help your other people, instead of just wasting it on other things that are kind of useless.
So for example, if you've been offered $1 million, and you're told to spend it in a week, what would be the things that you would think about?
I would think about the diseases that could be helped, or mostly the poverty rates and the places that you could help. I could pretty much just give it all to Africa, but sometimes you also need some for your own country, because you can't just give everything away when you don't think about your own country sometimes.
That's very good. Jade?
Yep.
We have lots of issues and problems in this world today. We have war, we have poverty, we have diseases. Yeah. Do you think is there a possibility to find solution to these problems? I mean, we have high hopes for your generation to make this world a better place. It seems like we have failed to change things in this universe. So do you think that is there really a hope in your generation to make a difference?
Well, I think there's hope, and I believe that there's hope, but I think we're still a couple generations until it's actually completely resolved.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's the thing, there's always something that stops you. You can never finish the whole thing. There's always a little gap that you can't fix.
Okay. Would like to remind our listeners that they can call us on our number 24602058, 24602058. So, what is Oman to you, Ayman?
Right now, Oman is home to me, because I've been living here for now, I think 8 years.
So you were not born here?
I was not born here. I was originally born in Nigeria, but my sisters were both born here, and we've been living here for years and years and years, and we love it here. And right now, if we straight away move from this place to another place, it would, for probably me and my sisters, it would really like change your life.
Okay, we have a caller. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Working on it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine.
And
alhamdulillah.
how is your
My guests?
how is your kids?
Yeah, they're very good. Ayman and Jade.
And I want to say that your show is so nice, and I do listen it every Thursday. And I'm calling from Gawadar, Balochistan.
Oh,
now you know
mashallah.
that.
Oh, thank you so much. You're listening from all the way to in Pakistan, yeah?
Yes, calling from Gawadar.
So
maybe
how can you listen to the show?
Oman of the past time.
How can you listen to the show? Are you using an application or through the
I'm
net?
I'm not listening by internet, but I'm listening. It's every summer the rains comes when I listen it, but not in winters. In winters, it's totally off. I cannot listen to people in winter.
No. At the moment, how are you listening to us? Oh, we lost him. Oh, that's very good. You see, you have fans internationally. People are listening to you. Yeah, that's great, brother. Thank you very much for calling. Your call is very inspiring. That we're trying to make a difference, and I'm sure all the guests that we have are very distinguished. Jade.
Yes.
Certainly, we love Oman so much.
Yeah.
It's a special place and it's home. But for sure, we can develop and improve certain things.
Yeah.
Do you think there are areas that we can improve in Oman?
Well, I definitely think there's one area that I'm very passionate about, which is reading. And I feel like Oman as a whole, I feel like they're not reading enough.
Yeah.
And I think that they're only reading for school and not as something that they can do for fun. And I think that if we would get more libraries around Oman, it would be like initiate that.
Oh, that's very good. I think civilizations are built through knowledge. Yeah. And if you don't read, then it's a huge problem. You'll be left back. And the average, this I've read this somewhere on the net. The average Arab reads almost half a book a year, or maybe even one book a year, which is some of them, which is not really healthy.
Nope.
Because you feed your body with everything, but you don't feed your intellect with reading. So what is reading to you, Jade? So what happens when you read?
Well, I think reading is really fun, and it gives me something to talk about with my friends, because me and my friends love reading, and it's something that I can do when I'm in bed and I still can't sleep, or when I'm bored, or in the car.
Okay. Ayman, what do you think of people undermining you? Yeah, some adults, let's say they talk to you as a child, or they don't give you that responsibility or attention that you really deserve. So what do you think people who talk to you, like a kid?
Well, some people, like mostly my sisters, they'll be like, you're old enough to handle this yourself, and maybe like I ask them, can I please do this? They'll be like, no, you're gonna break it, or no, you can't do it.
Okay, let us take this call and we'll continue. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa barakatuh, Sheikh Hatim.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Not only I love the show, but I love you and the activities, and also the guest that you have today as well.
Thank you.
Tariq, thank you so much for your kind words. And
I've got one quick question or a feedback rather to the statement that's saying that internet is not a necessity.
Yes.
Which I also agree to some extent.
Yes.
But I would just like to learn from our guests is, can they live without the internet? If yes, why? If not, why?
Well,
that's a very good question. Thank you, Tariq. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I think we can live without the internet. We can physically live, because we only need food and water and clothing and shelter to survive. But I think that in this time, it's very hard to live without it, but not necessarily for survival, but because we're so disconnected with the world and everything evolves around the internet.
Yeah, and we know that we can, like, internet is what takes us away from like going camping, you know, and like me and my sisters, we use internet a lot, like daily. Most of the time we see each other school, we see each other a little bit, and then we're in class, and then we come home.
So you see each other online or physically?
Physically, we can see each other physically, but mostly we don't talk that much while we're on our computers. But we can, because me and my sisters, we're not addicted to Wi-Fi. Like when we go skiing where we live, Wi-Fi is really expensive, so my dad's like, no, we don't need it. Plus, it's not really a necessity.
Okay, so you don't mind spending some time without internet?
Yeah,
it's not bad, but like if I don't have any homework, I don't mind having no internet. But if I do have homework, I need the internet.
Okay, both of you in a couple of years you're gonna grow, you're gonna become adults. Yeah. Are there any issues that you are worried about when you enter the adult world?
Well, I'm worried we won't have enough water. Because
why is that?
Well, I was doing a brochure in class about a resource I'm worried about, and I did a lot of research on it, and I found out that we're wasting water very, very, very much, and we're using it very quickly, and it has been estimated that India will lose all its water by 2050, and that's quite soon. And so I think that if we don't start learning to conserve it now, we won't have anything, and it's very important.
Yeah, our environment is very important, and the awareness, maybe people still don't have that awareness about preserving the environment, but what you said is actually very true. And we do it every single day, you know, we take shower and we forget ourselves in the shower, or we water the garden and, you know, we just leave the tap open. Very little things that make a big difference, yeah? What else can we do, Ayman, for our universe?
Well, some things that are natural causes, like there's this wind in Egypt. It's dry wind that it just wipes out the trees because it carries like dirt and dry particles in the air. And the plants, it's not good for the plants. And people, they think that they don't need plants, and like they're like, when they go camping, they just like throw a live plant in the fire, and then the people will be like, why are you doing that? It's still alive. And they're like, it's just a plant. Come on.
Although plants are living creatures. And
they're really a big part of what we need. And like sometimes, like right now, they're in Africa, they're trying to make around the Sahara a circle of trees called the Green Wall or something. And it should should make the Sahara quite small.
Mm-hmm.
And also the problem is cars mostly, because the carbon dioxide is making greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, making holes in the ozone, making our bodies also very vulnerable to cancer, skin cancer, and
because
things
of the
like that.
ultraviolet rays.
And above Australia now they have a giant hole in the ozone, and now they have the highest rate of cancer on the head because of the sun and skin cancer.
Yeah, I've asked some of the young people on the show who came before about like air pollution, from the cars, and I asked them what if we have more public transport and we have less cars on the road. But some of them did not agree with me, because some of them think that I should have my own car. Yeah, everyone has his own car. What do you think of public transport?
Well, most
is it a good
people,
idea? Should we implement?
Yeah, well, I think you should, because like if we have maybe a couple hundred buses, then we wouldn't need to use so much gasoline. And gasoline is the thing that really causes us to
pollute
the environment.
Well, I think that public transport is very important, because it will it will be good for like the environment, and also I think it will allow more people to be able to go around without having to have a car, because some people can't afford that.
Yeah.
And like, for example, in Europe, the public transport is very good, and I think that if we get to that standard, like Oman will be much more organized and we can get places much easier.
Okay, because now it's very chaotic on the streets, especially when you're going to work early in the morning. It's always packed with traffic. And it's difficult to get to work because of the number of cars that we have.
Well, Oman is I was told by my cousin that Oman's already trying to build trains, because there's a train track going straight through Oman. I think it's somewhere in Sohar.
Yeah.
But across the mountains over there somewhere, they started behind those, they're bridges that are too small for a 2-lane traffic.
Yeah.
So it's actually for trains now, so they're trying to build trains here in Oman too.
It's good. I think both of you have very good ideas, and I think the people in charge who are running the country, they should give young people such as yourself an opportunity to contribute with your ideas. Yeah? You can make a big difference. Yeah, and there's lots of things that you can do to improve things. Ayman, what is one of the ideas that you have that you would love to see being implemented?
I'm pretty sure lots of people that I know would hate me to say this, but I'd say to not ban like gasoline cars, but instead make them electric.
Okay.
And like make fewer businesses that are big, make them use like gasoline
factories.
Car. Yeah. Like instead of like stop making the cars that use gasoline here.
Okay.
And then start making electrical ones. Okay. Because right now, even though they're a little bit slower, less powerful, you know, they're a lot better for the environment.
And they're safer.
And also a little bit cheaper.
Okay. Jade, any ideas that you would like to see?
Yes. I think that since the oil price it has gone down very much, that Oman should start being able to get income from other things other than oil, or else we will lose a lot of money and we won't be able to have as much money for like things like Oman needs. And I heard that they're making like a plan to start getting income from other places, but I wish they would have started this earlier before the problem had started, so they would have like a backup plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And many people seem to be threatened by the low oil prices, because I think we're living a luxury now of life. We have everything provided for us, and the moment there's threat, then we can't cope with what's going to happen. Yeah, because we've never thought about it, and we always thought that we're going to be in the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So now it's time to work hard and think about creative ideas to get us out of this mess. But I think it's not a mess. It's a blessing. Yeah. That it will make us more effective.
Yeah, and I think we'll learn from our mistakes, like what we did this time, and we will think next time about what things could go wrong and then make plans for that instead of waiting until it comes and then making a plan.
Yeah. So young people in this country, yeah, do you think they get enough attention, from the authorities in terms of entertainment, in terms of programs, in terms of education, yeah?
Well, I think the public schools are a little bit behind on programs because they don't have the things that most average schools have, like the schools that I've seen and been to. They all have some kind of computers, something to work on instead of just paper, instead of wasting paper, because right now also in 2050 they say the whole of Indonesia would be desert because of all the trees that are being chopped down.
Okay. I think both of you, mashallah, have a very good general knowledge.
Yeah.
And I think because of you read a lot and the school that you go to is good at the same time. Now let us talk about your future plans. Yeah, have you thought about it in a few years' time? What is going to happen?
Well, I have thought about it, and inshallah, I'm gonna graduate in like 4 years or 5 years, I'm not really sure. And I hope to do IB. And then
what's IB?
International Baccalaureate.
Okay.
And like it's a diploma that you can get you into many different types of universities all across around the world. And I hope then I don't really mind where I would study, but I hope to become a doctor.
MashaAllah, that's very good.
Because I really like science and I like helping people, so
any particular type of medicine?
Well, I would like to become a surgeon or a neonatologist.
Okay. What about you, Ayman?
Well, I would like to also finish IB and like go to a good school, because the job that I would want to do is being a pilot, and you don't need to go to university for it, but to stand out, to be chosen to actually fly for an airline, it would be better to go to university.
Well, what would be your favorite airline to work for?
KLM, which is my home country.
Okay. And aren't you a little bit terrified that you'll have like 240 people on board with you, and they're your responsibility?
Yeah, a little bit, because like now and then, you can have a little bit of problems, but problems can always be solved.
Okay.
That's sort of the same as how I feel when I'm thinking about becoming a doctor, because like I'm afraid that I'll like mess it up and like ruin that person's life. But I think that it's the same thing. Once you're educated and you know what you're doing, I think you should just have faith in yourself and know what you're doing.
Yeah, you said something very important, that you can't afford to make mistakes when it comes to medicine, because you can't experiment. It's either you get it right or not wrong, but at the same time, everything is in the hands of Allah, and what we need to do is to have strong faith in Allah, that He will help us in whatever things we do. You mentioned something very important also, is helping others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of people around now do have this mentality of helping other people, or is it people are becoming selfish now and they only think about themselves?
Well, I think definitely at our school we are very set on helping others, because at our school we have this thing called CAS, and it's Creative Action Service, and every year you have to complete such amount of hours, and every year it goes up and increases.
Okay.
So for service you have to help other people, and you're not allowed to get paid, so you have to do it out of goodwill, and then you get CAS. And then in your last 2 years of IB, if you don't get your CAS, you will fail your CAS, and that's not good.
So what are some of the things that you've done, Ayman, for the community? Any charity work, any activities?
Well, I've done activities, because anything that you do out of school is considered CAS, because if it's in school, then it's not considered CAS.
Okay.
Well, I did a couple of hours of snowboarding and skiing with an instructor, which counts as action.
Okay.
And then there was also helping in the library, that's service, and things like that.
Okay. What do you think of chores? At home or anywhere else?
Well, I think they're annoying, but I think it's necessary, because when you grow up, you won't really have like, especially when you start working or you are in university, you won't really have like a helper at home to wash your clothes and iron your clothes. And I think with chores you learn to do that yourself, and then when you're in university you have to just do it all by yourself.
Okay. I think we have a call. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you, sir?
Very fine, thank you very much. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Who's this?
I've been very attentively listening to the wonderful interview which you're conducting. God bless you and the two children who have come to your program up front.
God bless you too, brother. So what do you think of the show so far?
Couple of observations from my point, which I can post to the two children.
Mm-hmm.
See, they were basically saying that they would like to read more about articles on the internet and try and protect the environment with regards to paper. That's a very wonderful idea.
In regards to what?
Insofar as the brain mapping is concerned, the children, when they start their educational activities, they are exposed to books only. Like today, if I ask about a nursery rhyme to those particular children, they still remember the nursery rhyme. They have not been exposed to the internet right from the childhood. So the brain mapping is done in such a way that the layer of information is stored in each layer of the brain. That is point number one. And point number two, with regards to the TCK, which the child said, I was a little bit disturbed with that. Why to categorize as a third country kid? Why does somebody want to say it is first or second or third? It's not actually correct. You say that other country kids, as simple as that. Why to categorize? That's my point of view. Maybe we can get some justification from the child as to how these words are being used.
Okay.
Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your point. I'm not so sure if I understood the first point about books. I don't know if you guys have understood.
I understand that.
I didn't understand
because
pretty much
both of
anything.
you, I think Ayman said that it's better to use technology instead of using paper. Yeah, because it's affecting the environment. That's what he said. And the other point, I don't know. Did you mention anything that what he said?
Well, I heard something about TCKs, and I think he misunderstood.
Yeah.
Because a TCK is a person that lives outside of their home country and meets a lot of different people from different countries. And for example, me, I am from Oman and I am from the Netherlands, and I go to an international school where I meet many different people.
Okay.
And I'm a third culture kid because I'm not really fully Omani and I'm not really fully Dutch. So when I'm with my Omani family, I'm not really the same because I still think a little like a Dutch person.
Yeah.
But when I'm with my Dutch family, I'm not really fully Dutch because I still think a bit Omani, and I still have like thoughts that they don't think because of where I grew up.
Yeah. I think he misunderstood us, but anyhow, the whole point of the program is to share thoughts and ideas and opinions at the same time. So we respect everybody's opinion, and we respect the people who call us also and follow our program. We would like to remind them again, whoever wishes to call and share their thoughts, they can call us on 24602058. Now, Ayman and Jade, one day you're going to be parents yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to be a big responsibility to raise young ones and to instill in them values. Yeah? So, would you do it differently than the way you were raised, or would you do it exactly the same?
Not necessarily exactly the same, because then when I have my own kids, it'll be different than it is now.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I would do is live closer to school, because then my children will be able to do activities easier and be able to like meet up with their friends more often because you live closer to them.
Okay. I think we have another call. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam.
Can you please turn down?
Fine. How is everything?
Yeah, fine. Can you just turn down the radio and listen to me through the phone?
Yeah, okay.
Yes, how are you, brother?
Fine, how is?
Fine, thank you.
Yes.
What do you think of the show so far?
Actually, what I would say is our school time was on golden times. Actually, I born in Oman, grown up here, finished my graduation here.
Okay.
So, those old days when still I remember, it's just like a memorable point. 1 second, there is a police backside of me. I have to cut the call.
Okay, alright. Thank you for calling.
Thanks.
Thank you. Drive safely. Yeah. Yes, where were we, Natalie? Jade. So why do I keep on calling you Natalie? You look like her?
Yeah, we look very alike. I
Very
get
like.
called Natalia all the time.
Okay. So we were talking about raising kids.
Yeah. I said that we should live closer to school. And yeah, that's about it. Closer to school.
Ayman, what do you think of punishment? Yeah, or penalizing the kids? Yeah.
Well,
what would you do to your kids if they don't listen?
Well, I don't really think punishing them, like beating them is the right thing to do. Like being a little bit nicer to your children, giving them a little bit of more freedom.
Yeah.
Would help them like get more trust from you, but sometimes they would like use that trust to do different things.
Okay, hold on to your thoughts. Salam alaikum. I think we lost the call. Yeah, continue, Ayman.
Well, like sometimes you I don't know really about punishments, like what to do, like.
Okay. Now, what would you like to tell adults out there, who somehow need to learn how to trust young people and have faith in them and have high hopes? What would you like to say?
Well, I think in order to trust them, you should be able to give them a responsibility or something good. So you could give them like something that they like, for example, a laptop or a phone, and then you can give them opportunities to go out with friends. But if they somehow break your rules, you can take away those things to teach them that if you don't do good things, bad things will happen to you. And I think in order for your children to for a trust to be built, you should be able to trust your child that they will do the right thing instead of not letting them do anything because you know they're going to do the bad thing, but instead letting them like go out and adventure. But if they do something bad, then you tell them that and you point it out so they don't do it again.
Okay. Ayman, when you travel abroad and people ask you where you're from, where do you live, and you say Oman, and then they ask you what's so unique about Oman, what would you respond to them?
What do you mean unique?
Yeah, if they ask you what is unique about Oman, what do you like in Oman?
Well, I like Oman's because it's one of those Arab countries, because most Arab countries, they see war, they're like, I'm going to help, I'm going to do this, I'm going to support them.
Mm-hmm.
But Oman is quiet. They try to be independent.
It's a peaceful country. Would you consider it to be a peaceful country?
Yeah, it's really peaceful because the neighborhood I live in, well, there's no one really there's no like really fast driving cars there, you know. It's like there's only families around there.
Okay. So, Natalie,
Jade.
Again, calling you Natalie. Oh my God. Sorry,
It's okay.
Sorry, Jade. Okay, if you have the authority to make decisions,
Yeah.
We have a problem now with road traffic accidents.
Yeah.
Lots of people are losing their lives, especially young people who are driving recklessly on the roads.
Yeah.
What would you implement to minimize the car accident that we have, especially the...
Well, I think that I think you can be able to get like your own driver's license at a certain 18, but I think you should only be able to own your own car later, because if they own your own car, then if you own your own car, then you will be more reckless with it because it's your own car and you're not borrowing it from someone and you don't have to return it.
Yeah.
So I think that because whenever I'm using someone else's stuff, I always take extra care with it because I want to give it back perfectly the same. So I think that's the same with a car.
Okay. Ayman, any last words that you have you want to say to all the young people out there who are listening to you today?
Well, I used to live by Bahja, where there's this parking lot and a tree right in the middle.
Okay.
And at night around 9 o'clock, you would hear the cars drifting around there and all around night. And then one day you would hear boom. then you're going to school, you see a car's right into the tree.
Yeah.
And I would say that you have a nice car, right? You think you can do anything you want with it. Well, once you do anything you want with it, your car's gone.
Yeah, and you might lose your life and kill other people as well.
Yeah.
We have another call. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Kamal.
Yes, Kamal.
Yeah, I have been listening to your show for a while now. So about the uniqueness what you asked about the Oman, I would like to also emphasize on the fact the uniqueness about the Oman is...
Kamal, can you listen to us through the phone?
Yeah, I can listen to you.
Yeah? Turn down the radio.
Yeah, the uniqueness about Oman, what I would consider is that it is...
Okay, Kamal, I think we'll have to end because we have a few seconds to end today's show. Thank you anyway for calling, and you can call us again next week, inshallah, on the same time. Natalie, Jade, any last words before we end the show?
Well, I think that I enjoyed this. I think I enjoyed this very much because it was the first time I ever got to speak.
Would you do it again?
Definitely.
And would you invite Natalie to be on the show?
Yeah, I would. I think she's missing out very much right now, and I think she feels a bit of regret that she didn't do it herself.
Okay, are you worried that both of you might be celebrities today because lots of people are listening to you?
No, I don't think. But I don't think I'm worried because they don't know what I look like, so they won't recognize me.
Well, they would know after I post your pictures on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, both of you. I've really enjoyed and I've learned a lot. Honestly, both of you are very intelligent and very smart, and
thank you.
You have a wonderful general knowledge, and I think I would wish to continue for another few hours just to listen to your ideas. But I hope to have you again on the show next time, inshallah.
Yeah.
So thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you.
And
thank you for inviting us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you all for tuning in on 90.4 FM. This is Hatim Al-Absalam signing off for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.